Hey there, and welcome back to another tips and tricks video for the PlayStation 5. I'm here today to talk about some of the reported issues with the system on launch, and then my experiences with the system so far. So I've had my PlayStation 5 since launch, and like many of you, whether you got it on day one or whether you're just getting it now, you may be a bit nervous about some of the issues that had been reported. One of the most commonly reported problems early on was when using the rest mode feature for the system could cause the system to need a full factory reset, or worst case scenario, it would actually brick the system. For me, off the bat, I really just didn't use that feature. However, there was some times that I really wanted to, especially when downloading games overnight. So eventually I did start to use it a little bit, and so far I've had absolutely no issues. I will say most of the time I will just turn the system off anyway, and the reason being is the types of games I play, like Call of Duty, really don't benefit by being put in rest mode, and the system starts up from being off so fast that there's really very little reason for me to put it into rest mode. But for anyone else, I wouldn't really be afraid of using it, so I'll leave it up to you. Another reported problem with the PlayStation 5 was when using an external hard drive. As we know, the internal SSD is only 825 gigabytes, and at the point of publishing this video, the expansion slot has not been activated yet. So if you have a backlog of PlayStation 4 games that you still want to play, having an external hard drive is basically a must. I've been using an external hard drive since the launch of the system, and I've had absolutely no problems with it. If I just zoom in here, you can see I've got the external hard drive plugged into the back of the system. I'm using the Seagate officially licensed product, but any USB 3 external hard drive will work. From my experiences, I would say you're fine to go ahead and use that because I've had no issues. But if you've had issues, certainly leave something in the comments below. The last reported issue I'm going to touch base on is using Ethernet for your internet connection. As you can see over here, I've got my router on the far right side, and it's so close that it would be silly not to use Ethernet. So I've been using Ethernet since day one of getting the system on launch, and I've had no problems with it at all. So again, based on my experiences, I would say you're fine to go ahead and use Ethernet. I even used the Ethernet port to transfer the information from my PS4 over to the PS5 and had no issues there. Again, use caution, but from my standpoint, I would say you're fine to go ahead and use Ethernet. So I hope you found this video interesting, and if anything, at least a little bit reassuring that some of these issues that happened on launch have not become a widespread issue and that are currently not really affecting the system. If you liked the video, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. And if you haven't already checked out my PlayStation 5 TV setup video, it's got some great tips if you're having any issues getting 4K, HDR, or 120 Hertz working. It's got some great tips there, as well as one tip that will save you 30 bucks. So consider checking that out. I'll link it in the description below, as well as you should be seeing it on the screen right now. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.